Good evening. Welcome to another Kneejerk stream. We're looking ahead to Game Week 33. Game Week 32 is over. Game Week 32, no blanks, no doubles. That's going to change now for the next few weeks. We're back to having double game weeks in 33. A lot of people have had a good week. I'm looking at the scores in the chat. 100 minus 34. I think someone might be lying there. 76, 76, 72. 96 with Alonso on the bench. Damn. I had a pretty good week. I think I won like 86. Obviously, Son captain just absolutely smashed it. Like, definitely been on the right side of Son and Kane the last 3 weeks. It's gone a bit too well, you might say. But there's some big decisions going into next week. My defense is like almost kaput. I honestly, like next week, I'll show you my team in a minute. Next week, I think my only like guaranteed starter in defense could be Trent. It's mad. It's mad. If only I didn't get rid of Mount, yeah. You captain Rafinha. I got to be honest, when Rafinha got 10, because I changed my vice captain to Rafinha. When he got 10 points, I was thinking maybe I should have switched captain, and then how stupid would that have looked in the end? Oh, Weghorst and Lacazette, yeah. Again, though, right? Like I was watching the Burnley game. I was raging when he come off. Like, not really. In my head, I was like, what is he doing? He needs to get out of my team. But again, I feel like you don't ever really get punished because so many other forwards are just not doing anything. Like, fair play. Tony, really good result this week. He's got Watford next week as well. So, it could be decent. But I'm not going to bring him in. No double game week, no great fixtures. He's not going to suddenly be massively owned. So, as bad as Weghorst is, he's not really blocking anything for me. So, it's like, whatever. But to perform like that against Norwich was not good. Like the reason I tweeted out that I would take 60 minutes as a win is because I just thought he was going to get subbed off, and he did. He has a minor knee injury. Maybe he'll be fit next week. I really, do you know what? I really wish he'd scored today, and not because. Well, obviously I want the points, right? But just to guarantee a start next week, I'm not sure what to do with him. If I'm completely honest. I'm tempted to ship him, but realistically, I'm not. I'll bring up my team in a second. I don't know. Tony is the 5th highest owned forward. Yeah, but he's not going to be that highly owned in the top 10k. Do you know what I mean? I highly doubt it anyway. Like Tony would be highly owned because he's in a lot of dead teams. At the end of the day. Weghorst blocked big in the back. Yeah, but I mean. Cancelo, fair play, did all right today. What did he get? 5 points. I mean, it's not season ending. James didn't start. No one was talking about Rudiger. Robertson blanked. Like he's blocked big at the back, but he's not going to block that for much longer. I mean, the question is, do you get rid of him to go big at the back this week? And that is the big question. And I'm not sure. If I get rid of him, I just don't see myself going for a player to go big at the back this week. I just don't. Yeah, I just don't see me doing that. I think I'm more likely to go to Chris Wood, to be honest with you. I do. Why don't you like Tony? I do. I love Tony. I think he's a great guy. I think he makes some great videos on the internet. But why would I buy him now? No double, poor fixtures afterwards. It's just you just have to accept that there's loads of double game weeks coming up, and Tony's not part of those plans, really. Like, to bring him in, like, if you've got him, maybe you keep him, but I don't think you bring him in. Like, last 3 game weeks are good for Tony. Well, there's a double game week in 36, there's a double game week in 37, so he's not really in my plans at all. And I just don't see me doing Weghorst to Tony this week. Weghorst is bad, but I'd rather just bide my time and get rid of him in a few weeks, to be honest with you. I can tell you exactly his ownership. Brentford. Tony's ownership in the top 10k is 6%. Okay, let me bring my team up. We start talking about some players. So this is the team. 86. I was basically carried by Son, Rafinha, and Kulusevski, really. And Dubravka. Playing Dubravka over Sarr. I was very happy with that. The week kind of started off well for me, and then it just continued being good. Salah with just the assist, hardest game of the season, gets an attack and return, I'll take it. I got to be honest, you watched that game today, like City were probably slightly better overall, but Liverpool still had their chances, and Liverpool are gonna. I mean, you would hope that Man United would actually turn up for a game like this, but the way that Man United have just played against Everton and the way that Liverpool have just played against the best team in the league, and Liverpool could smash Man United again. They really, really could. Yeah, I tweeted last night that Reece James owners are basically trapped with him. You can't sell him. But there is every chance that he doesn't play again in Game Week 33. Oh yeah, Simply FPL. Me and Simply FPL had a bet for charity that Rafinha would outscore Barnes next 2 weeks. Remember everyone was saying to me I had to sell Rafinha, you got to sell Rafinha. And to be fair, Simply FPL didn't he just took the bet for the charity, but a lot of people were thinking that. I'll message you with one. Who do I plan to captain next game? Honestly, right now I'm not quite sure. I might do Son to Fernandes still. Because I know Son's brilliant. I know people are looking to bring in Son. I'm still tempted to do it slightly because there's a chance that if Chelsea go out of the Champions League, that Man United will also double in Game Week 34. So then they'd have double. I know they've got tough fixtures, but it'd be double game week, then Brentford at home. So I think I'd probably do Son to Fernandes. But otherwise, I'm probably going to captain Saka or Maddison, I think. Or Barnes if I bring Barnes in. The reason that I was looking at Barnes instead of Maddison is because Barnes has just had a rest now. And I think Maddison's going to play in Europe. So is he then going to start both league games in Game Week 33? I think if Leicester go out, then he might do. If they don't, I could see a rest, to be honest. He might need one anyway. But I guess for the rest of the season, I probably just want Maddison, to be honest with you. So I think Rafinha, this could be his last time in my team. Yeah, I know Son's in form, but like you got to be as a Son owner, you have to also acknowledge that we've been a bit lucky, right? Been a little bit lucky with just how many points he scored the last 3 weeks. Like I always say, players are in form until they're not. The players are out of form until they're not. Saka's looking poor right now. Yeah, possibly, but I'm definitely going to captain a double game week player. I'm not going to captain Salah. But yeah, Reece James is a problem, I think, for this week because on paper you look at it and you think, well, it's Arsenal at home. Are they really going to rest him? But I think they probably. I think there's a chance because if you look at Chelsea's fixtures, they got Real Madrid in the Champions League. He's definitely going to play that, especially after not playing at the weekend. And then it's a very high chance that he also then plays the FA Cup semi-final 5 days later. And then it's only 3 days until Arsenal. So I think there's a high chance that James doesn't play again. The only hope then is if or when they go out of the Champions League, you'd imagine that he starts a lot more games in the league then. So I think if you've got Reece James, I think you kind of have to keep him. I think you just accept that it was a bad move and you just hold him. And then you hope from 34 onwards he's just good. I think, yeah, okay, should have gone Cancelo. It's obvious now. But I think you have to play him, I think. I'm in trouble this week, though, for my defence. Doherty, we don't know yet if he's out, but he could be out this week. Tierney's definitely out. Luka Dean, I'd be very surprised if he's not out. And Reece James probably won't start. So 4 of my defenders might not start in Game Week 33. So I think I'm gonna take a hit this week, probably. I'm not sure, though. I'm honestly not sure. I think I need to take a few hits over the next couple of weeks, which I'm fine to do. I think Game Week 33 is just so tricky. I still think there's potential for me to free hit this week, and then just take a big hit when I come back in Game Week 34. But I do think this is what I'm thinking right now. Maybe it's better to show you on FPL.team. Is this my team? Yeah. So this is my so this is on FPL.team, okay? FPL.team if you want to do this. This is my team right now. So my thinking is if Leicester go out of Europe, if And to answer the question in the chat, do you think Weghorst to Wood is worth a -4? I think it is if you think Weghorst misses a game. But I'll be honest, I don't know. Part of me just thinks just keep Weghorst, just get through this week and see what happens. But if Leicester go out, I'll be tempted by a punt on Iheanacho. Because I just think, how badly punished can I be when all the forwards are just bad, right? So Iheanacho comes in. Rafinha goes to Maddison. So I get my 2 Leicester boys in. Against Newcastle and Everton. I think I have to make a defender transfer. I'd probably bring in Dan Burn. The reason I'd bring in Burn over Target is for future transfers, right? So let's say Doherty's not fit. And I'd play Broja. I'd probably play Broja over Kulusevski, although I'm not 100% sure about taking a hit to play Maddison and benching Kulusevski. I don't know if this is worth it. I'm not quite sure. So this would be my team with a -4 for 33. So I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double game weekers. I think it's okay. And then in game week 34, Lacazette would go. Possibly just all the way down to Gelhardt, to be honest. Just get rid of Gelhardt. Get Gelhardt in. And then do Luca Dean if he's going to be out anyway to Cancelo. So just take another -4. And then the team would look something like this. I could play Burn. I'd probably play Kulusevski. And obviously, if Doherty's back, then I'd play him over Burn. So I'd probably play 4-5-1 and just go for that. Instead of Gelhardt, I could go Pookie. The only reason I'm not tempted to go Pookie as well if I go Iheanacho is because by the time you get to game week, if you've got Pookie, right? I was looking at this earlier. Let's say Pookie's in there, okay? Cancelo obviously plays. I think you get to game week 35. Let's just say Doherty's fit, right? You just probably play this team, but you got two forwards with doubles. But you don't really want to play both of them, and that would annoy me having one on the bench. I think maybe that's overthinking. I don't know. But I still, as much as he's frustrating me, I still don't know if I'm actually going to sell Weghorst this week. I just don't know. I might keep him. The problem with free hit is, so let's say I'm on free. Why are all these players selected? Why can't I? Okay. I've got one thing. I've got 2 free transfers, so that would annoy me having to burn a transfer, having to Dan Burn a transfer. That would annoy me a little bit. I don't think that should play too much on my mind, but it would annoy me because I could have made a transfer this week. I could have done Lacazette to Mateta. I would have probably done. What are you doing with your goalkeeper 36? I'm going to do Sarr to Schmeichel unless I can afford Sarr to Mendy, and that would depend on what moves I've done before. So I'll probably make a goalkeeper transfer in game week 36 because Schmeichel and Mendy both have okay fixtures last day of the season. But let's say a free hit, right? So we come into game week 34. I feel like I've got quite a bit to deal with still. I mean, if Doherty's going to be back, it might not be so bad. And I guess the fact that Rafinha's got Crystal Palace away makes it okay. But if we try and get all the way to game week 36, so you probably want to do Pookie in and Tierney to Cancelo, right? Probably if Doherty's fit, this might be doable. All right, maybe something like this. I mean, you could even sell Luca Dean and get someone else in. So that would be the team. 35 probably still looks okay as well. You just have to sell Rafinha. I mean, I think it's doable. I think it is doable, but I think, like, if I'm going to sell Rafinha, I'd probably want to sell him for Maddison, and you wouldn't want to do that when Maddison's got Spurs away. So I guess game week 35 I could roll, right? Go into game week 36. I don't know. I don't want to get stuck into Rafinha's got a double, so maybe I just keep him. That's the problem. But Pookie would play this week in game week 36. Cancelo James, I mean, I'd probably do, like, Luca Dean could go to Laporte, for example. And then you'd probably, and this is the thing. Then you have to start benching players like Doherty, maybe. Rafinha to, let's say, Maddison. Like, that would be the team. And I'd probably do Sarge Schmeichel, to be honest. So that would be the team for double game week 36. I mean, to be honest, it's not that bad for a -4. The only thing is, game week 37 would only have 1, 2, 3, Veghorst 4 double game weekers, but Veghorst doesn't really count. So yeah, I don't know. I still think free hit 37 is probably better for me. Saints form is definitely tempting me to keep Veghorst. Yeah, I know, but like then you have to think about how bad Burnley have been. Yeah, Burnley. Anyway, that's just some thinking out loud on why I'm probably going to free hit 37 still. I think free hit 33 could be possibly done, but yeah. Son outscoring Kane is not lucky. Son has more points per night than Kane over the last 6 seasons. He's generally just a better FPL asset than Kane. Yeah, but like I'm not saying picking Son is like a lucky move, but I think the way the points happen sometimes, like it's fortunate, it's fine. Like it's okay to say that. It doesn't mean doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy the points. I still love that everyone did Son to Kane for a hit though. That was quite enjoyable. Especially in game week 30, because he has smashed it since then. He's absolutely smashed it. Are you still set on free hit 37 instead of 36? I don't have to lock into anything this week, so I guess no, I'm not locked in, but I think it looks better, yeah. Because I think most of the players you'd want for double game week 36, you want to bring in anyway. Is Luka Dean definitely out for the season? Yeah. This is the why I don't really want to free hit this week, so I'm just stuck with the same team. Best Doherty replacement. I mean, I think defender questions right now, honestly, they're so open-ended. Like, how long do you need them for? Do you just need them for this week? Do you need them for the rest of the season? How much money do you have to spend? I mean, Cancelo is great if you need a double game week player, Newcastle defender. Maybe, Tellez if you want a 1 week punt, but he's got to play Liverpool, so you think that's no clean sheet there. I mean, I've looked at Tellez, but I guess you're really banking on a clean sheet against Norwich. You captain Saka instead of Son. Oof. Ouch. Yeah, that's got to hurt. Thoughts on free hit starting 11. Schmeichel, Cancelo, Shah, Tellez, Salah, Saka, Son, Maddison, Sancho, Ronaldo, Wood. Any changes you would make? I've got to be honest, I haven't really thought about it too much. But I'd probably have Fernandes in there somewhere. I mean, I don't think on my free hit I'd have Salah and Son. I don't think. I'd want to try and upgrade Sancho. I mean, yeah, it looks fine. It looks fine. There's nothing major there where you're looking at it and you're thinking, Christ, that's an awful free hit. Yes, there'll be a free hit video. Relax. Pope is still a really good option. Maybe switch to Schmeichel later. Yeah, but if you've got Pope, you're not going to sell him, obviously. For your team, looks kind of fine how it is. Yeah, I mean, I could just make one move. I could just do Tierney to a Newcastle defender and leave it. And just have 2 free transfers in 34. I don't know about captaining Saka with Chelsea away. Calvert-Lewin seems like he wants to leave. I mean, people said that about Rafinha not too long ago. I think Calvert-Lewin probably just isn't completely fit yet still. But I mean, Calvert-Lewin now, Calvert-Lewin's still a good option, but with no penalties, I think Richarlison's the better option now, to be honest. I won't do a wildcard video this week. For 34, I will. 248 point lead in our mini league. Winner gets 500 quid. A 248 point mini league. That's crazy. I mean, it's safe to say that 500 quid's yours. Would you really stick any Man United players in? We're awful. Yeah, I would. Thinking of a cheeky Bowen punt for free hit. Yeah, they got to play Europe again this week, and then they got to play at the weekend. I mean, it is Burnley at home, but I just think there's too many other options to go for Bowen. But like I said, it's a punt. Go for it if you want to. Who's the best? Yeah, I still need to give best captain some thought for 33. Like, I still think Fernandes is pretty good. I mean, Ronaldo, if he's going to, like I said on the game week preview, like, if Ronaldo plays the same minutes as Fernandes, he probably is the better option. But I think Fernandes is more secure 4 minutes, although, like, Cavani just, is he ever going to play, like, again? He always seems to have some kind of injury. But I don't, because of that, it's just that Liverpool game, like, as everyone's been saying, like, that Liverpool game could easily be a Liverpool win to 0. Like right now, anyone that's going to captain a Man United player in Game Week 33, they are essentially like, I think they would snap your hand off for an assist against Liverpool right now. If you said to anyone that's captain Ronaldo or Fernandes, I'll give you 1 assist against Liverpool and then whatever they get against Norwich, I think everyone would take that. So then I'm looking at like Maddison or Saka, I think. Chris Wood, maybe 2 home games on penalties. Yeah, I think Salah will be fine against Man United. Yeah, absolutely. I think I don't think Elanga's a good shout. He's not. I mean, he might play Norwich, but if he doesn't, then you're really starting to worry, I think. Norwich might fancy their chance against United, possibly. Possibly, yeah. The Everton game was real bad. Go -8 with your team. This team doesn't need a -8 in my opinion, because you got to bear in mind any like, you look at this team right now. Let's say that Doherty's out injured, right? And let's say I'm gonna play James anyway. Then if I do Tierney to like a Newcastle defender, let's bring it back up on here, right? Let's say, just to show you what I mean, let's resettle this quickly. So let's say I do Tierney to Burn. So this is the team, right? I'm not against taking a hit, but the reason I probably wouldn't do a -8 is you start like, you're really starting to sell. You're starting to take hits to bench double game week players. It just doesn't feel worth it. Even there, that one transfer, I could possibly get away with this team, because even if I do Rafinha out for Maddison, then I have to choose whether to bench Kulusevski. Realistically, I'm not going to bench Salah, Saka, Son, Lacazette or Broja. So if I bring Maddison in, I've then got to bench Weghorst or Kulusevski. And if I think Weghorst is going to play twice, then I would bench Kulusevski, right? So that's free. This team now is free. Am I really going to spend a -8 to bench some of these players? I'll be honest, my forward line, I hate it. I can happily get rid of all 3 of those forwards, but it's not worth spending hits to get rid of him this week. I think Broja will start. Why wouldn't he? Just had a rest. Yeah, I could bench Weghorst. It's not really a debate about who I bench, okay, fine. I bench Weghorst, right, and I play Kulusevski. My point still stands. If I make another transfer, it's to bench one of the players you see on screen. I just don't know if it's worth it, to be honest. And if I keep double game week players, I'm not going to bench them. It's just not going to happen. Can I afford Rafinha to Foden? Not this week. I wouldn't do that anyway. I think Maddison's a better option than Foden right now, especially if Leicester go out. Maybe if they don't, maybe not. I do like Foden, but I just wonder if Maddison's a slightly better option right now. I don't know though. It's a tricky one. But anyway, that's probably why I just won't take a -8 this week. Like I'm up for taking a big hit like people did for Game Week 26, but it's just not the same situation. It's not the same situation. Yeah, I've heard this for like 4 or 5 weeks that Lacazette might not start. Fans don't want him to start. Fans haven't wanted him to start for ages, and he keeps starting. Could not having any Man United players next week be an option on a free hit because they're in such bad form, and Norwich are off the back of a good win and Liverpool's difficult. Honestly, if you don't include Man United players on your free hit, I would really argue why you free hitting. Like triple Newcastle, triple Leicester, maybe. Then what? I think if you're on free hit 33, you've got to go mostly all in. Fair enough if you want 1 or 2 single game weekers, Salah, Son, etc. But yeah, I would definitely have Man United players on a free hit. Leicester go out there, be on the beach. Yeah, I don't know about that. I think the beach argument's just too easy. I would still go for him, I think. I guess like you don't have to run players into the ground when there's not much to play for, but yeah. Are we really talking about benching Kulusevski? For double game week players, yeah. Yeah. Well, it's not like I'm talking about selling him. Well, selling him is an option. Like Rafinha to Maddison, not this week, but later on Kulusevski to Barnes, possibly. All on. Okay, my point is, like, you can. It's fine if you think that Game Week 33 is full of rubbish players. Don't free hit then. Don't free hit. If you're free hitting, why would you free hit to just get a bunch of different... Like, if you're going to get single game week players, you're getting Spurs, everybody already owns them. You're getting Liverpool, everybody already owns them. Maybe Man City, but then just bring them in because you're going to want them for the rest of the season. So if you're free hitting and you're already worried about going for the double game week players, why are you free hitting? Honestly. Finding good forward options on Game Week 34 wildcard is a minefield. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's probably Kane, Pookie, and someone else, maybe. Yeah, I think the problem is Lacazette's link-up play is what he's there for. I don't know if he's necessarily fantastic at it. And he also doesn't bring many goals. So I can see why fans want him to not start. I don't know if it's necessarily going to happen, though, still. Best 34 wildcard team. Does it matter right now? I mean, it's game week 33. I don't think you need to worry about what your wildcard look like next week. Do I think Matip will play both fixtures game week 36? I mean, he could do, but the problem will be that I think I'd have to double check, but I think I think the semi-final, the Champions League, is around game week 36. So I think Matip's a fairly okay option, right? A fairly okay option. But I think if you get him, you accept that he's going to miss a game at some point. He's going to miss probably 1 or 2 games before the end of the season, I would say. Saints form's worrying. I can't see them scoring. Yeah, maybe. I think... But it wasn't too long ago we were saying, oh, they're really good. Like, what's changed? Have any players got injured that I don't know about? Like, good performance against Spurs, pretty good performance against Man United. They beat Everton 2-0, they beat Norwich 2-0. And then it just all started going downhill after that. What happened? What happened? And Leicester defenders better than Newcastle. If there was nailed on, like, again, if they go out of Europe, maybe Castagna, Fofana, etc. could be options. The biggest problem with Leicester defenders is not knowing who's going to start week to week, or not getting consistent starts through the double. Is Dewsbury Hall an option for game week 33? Look, I think Dewsbury Hall is what he is. He's an enabler, right? He's not as good as Maddison. He's not as good as Barnes, in my opinion. But if you need someone who's cheap to enable the rest of your team that you could also play in game week 33 because he's got a double, then yeah, he's a pretty good option. But I wouldn't want to set up like Dewsbury Hall is my way to get Son, Salah, and Kane. I checked it earlier, but I'm not going to do it. I wouldn't want to play him most weeks. If Doherty was out, would you go for your old pal Reguilon? Not this week. I just, again, like there's just so many double game weeks coming up that the priority moves are going to be for them. So chances are I'm just never going to have a transfer to get Reguilon in. Yeah, Schmeichel's definitely... right now, I would say, without knowing what happens in Europe, Schmeichel is the best defensive option from Leicester, yeah. Save 2 penalties today as well. Would I take Kane out this week if you had him? No. No. I mean, I guess the question is, why would you take Kane out? Arteta's stubborn's not going to take Lacazette out. The thing is, who does he even play there? Like, it's all well and good. Like, he could play Martinelli there and play Smith Rowe left, but has Smith Rowe been great since he came back recently? I guess Pepe could get some minutes, but I don't see it. I don't see it. I think ultimately Tierney and Partey are quite big losses. Kane is at the Masters right now. Well, if he stays there and he doesn't come back to play against Brighton, then I'd remove him. But otherwise, I think we're good. Would you move KDB for Son? Honestly, it's so funny. I saw... After the Villa game, I saw a lot of people like, how do we get Son and Kane in? How do we get Son and Kane in? And then De Bruyne plays against Liverpool. It's like, right, I've got to get De Bruyne in now. I've got to get De Bruyne in. Whereas people getting all this money, Salah, De Bruyne, Son, Kane, it's just not possible. It's just not possible. Maybe this is a bit of a lazy comparison, but I feel like Martinelli as a number 9 is like... I think Martinelli versus Lacazette's a bit like how Jota plays the number 9 different to how Firmino plays it. Maybe that's a bit lazy. That's what it feels like, though. I'm planning to keep just one striker for Game Week 33 free hit, but I can't even decide who to go for. Probably, I mean, if you want a double Game Week player, I mean, Lacazette, possibly. Iheanacho for a punt. Otherwise, just get Harry Kane, if you can afford it. You keep in hold of Doherty. If he's fit, I will, but I'm not sure he's going to be, to be honest. I mean, I don't really want to go out of my way to bench Doherty. There won't be a wildcard. I'll tell you now, for anyone that's hoping for a wildcard video this week, there won't be one. I mean, ultimately, you're probably just better off holding it for Game Week 34. It's why I hate FPL. Prices of players are just too much. It's the same every year. Nothing's really changed this year. Maybe you could argue there's not as many good cheap players, but then in midfield, but then I've got Saka and Kulusevski on my side. Rafinha's just like got returns 3 games in a row. I think prices are fine. It'd be too easy if we could all get in every player we wanted. Do I think Saka will score against Chelsea? I think the chances of that are fairly low. If Doherty's fit, do you have the money to go straight from Weghorst and Iheanacho? Yeah, I've got like 1.3 in the bank. Got 1.3 in the bank. Tony has outperformed Weghorst every week bar one. Yeah, again, like I think you got to understand what I'm saying. I'm not sat here telling you that Weghorst is better than Tony. I'm telling you I'm not going to use a transfer on that move this week. That's the difference. I'd rather get in Chris Wood, who's got a double. I'd rather get in Iheanacho for a punt. Double game week this week. Pretty good fixtures to come. It's not that I think Tony is bad. It's just, do you know what I mean? It's just, you know, that's just how transfers work. We don't have unlimited transfers, and Weghorst to Ivan Toney is really not that high on my list. I mean, you've got Spurs and Man United straight after. They could do okay, Brentford, in those games, to be fair, but he's not on my list to bring in at all. Should we bin Barnes? What, before a double game week? I would say no. Play James or Broya? I'd probably play Broya, to be honest. Is Arsenal double game week good enough? I mean, it doesn't, like, honestly, it doesn't matter. We've all got Arsenal players anyway. Why would you not play them? I mean, Southampton's a good game. Maybe some bonus extra points from the Chelsea game, right? I mean, if you're on a free hit, I wouldn't necessarily have 3 Arsenal players, to be honest. But if you've got them, then I don't think they're worth selling necessarily. I mean, Lacazette, I can't bring myself to sell Lacazette. The thing is, like, if I look at this team, if you forgot the double game weeks for a second, then yeah, of course, downgrade Lacazette, downgrade Weghorst, get Cancelo in, get Laporte in, but it's just not the week, in my opinion, to do all that or to be worrying about it. Game week 34 is totally different. Then it's like a reset. People are wildcarding. People are going big on Man City. Then I need to start changing around some players and doing some downgrades. Is it worth selling a double game week player for another like Lacazette to set maximum? I think in some scenarios it can be worth it. Like potentially Weghorst to Chris Wood is worth a transfer this week. I'm still not sure where I stand on that. But Lacazette to set maximum, in my opinion, is just not worth it. It's not worth it. Lacazette's on penalties. He probably will start both games. I don't think it's worth using a transfer on that, to be honest. Burn over Shah. It could be Shah. I haven't really. It's just a 4.4 million Newcastle defender. I haven't really looked into it too much over which one's best. Is not having Trent risky? I mean, Trent's great. Like, Trent is great. But it depends who you've got. If you've got like Robertson, Cancelo, Rudiger, Laporte, James, these players, you'll probably be okay. Is Jay Rodriguez a good option up top? I honestly, I wouldn't be spending transfers to bring in Burnley attackers right now. Is it worth replacing Tierney? If you got a spare transfer, yeah. I mean, Tierney's not going to play for the rest of the season, so he's not ideal for our FPL teams, to be honest. Would I bench with Schmeichel, Roberts, Broja, and Doherty? I mean, Roberts didn't play today, so he may have lost his place to Loughton, and Doherty might be injured, so no, basically. I'd maybe spend a transfer or two on that. I swear that one Veghorst shot was going in, possibly, yeah. Trent out to fund a third premium. No. Honestly, I've kind of been against 3 premiums all season, and I'm kind of still in that position. I just think I really think the sacrifices just aren't worth it. Like, it can work out. Like, if Son and Kane keep smashing it every single week, which maybe they will, then fair enough, it could be worth it. But I just wouldn't want to be getting rid of. I wouldn't want to be making the sacrifices to get Salah, Kane, and Son, or Salah, Kane, and De Bruyne, whoever it is. So I think, like, downgrading Trent to get a third premium, you can only captain one of them every week. I don't buy it. It's not for me. Would I consider bringing any Brentford players for the rest of the season? Look, I think if you can get one, I think the answer is no. To be honest with you, right? It's not to do with how bad. It's not that I think they're bad. I think they've actually got some really nice fixtures. Like, I'm looking. Like, if we look at the Brentford fixture list, if I just bring it up right now. Watford, great. Southampton, great. Then just below that, which I can't show you, you've got Everton and Leeds. Pretty good. But am I going to bring in a Brentford player this week ahead of a double game week player? No. Game week 36 is double game week, so I'm not going to bring him in there. I'm probably free hitting in 37. Would I have a Brentford player on free hit? No. Game week 38, though, against Leeds at home, possibly. You know, if I've got like a rubbish striker up front still and the rest of my team looks good, maybe, yeah. Maybe I do a striker to Tony option. Was it 15 rank 15k? Forgot about last week's deadline. Fell to 80k. Ouch. Ouch. Remember the Salah, Ronaldo, Lukaku premium hype? Yeah, I was never really on it then, to be honest, and that went downhill quickly. It's just a lot of money. Like, I know it sounds obvious, but they've got, because they're so highly priced, they've got to keep ticking over with big scores, and if they don't, then I think you just lose out elsewhere. And as good as Son and Kane have been, they're probably not likely to keep up the ridiculous double-digit hauls they're getting at the moment. Not to that extent, anyway, I'd imagine. Rafinha on the wall for double figures. Yeah, what do people think? Does Rafinha deserve a place on this wall? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. The thing is, he could leave Leeds this summer out of the Premier League. I feel like he has been a bit of a legend on this channel. I feel like Rafinha's close. A bit like Jimenez. First season. But we haven't really put anyone else on the wall this year. Oh yeah, do a poll. Do a poll. Rafinha on the wall. Yes, no. If you got like a hat trick against Watford, he'd definitely be on there. He'd definitely be on there. But he didn't. In fact, he never really came close either. Oh, it's close. It's close. 243 votes in. Can you make the wall bigger for the future? Possibly. I don't know about that, though. I think you could. You could make these pictures smaller. But then would it look as good? Would it look as good? Yeah, but the thing is, I did sell him before Norwich. But that's part of the story, isn't it? That's part of the story. He wouldn't go on for anyone. There's 2 free spots. right by the logo. He'd go next to Antonio or next to Stones. Yeah, eventually I'll probably just remove players instead of making it smaller, to be honest. I think Son and Salah, like, they've got to do something really special. I mean, they're just great players, right? They could all be out there. De Bruyne could be out there. Okay, a few people asked me about Atsu. So this is what I mean, right? He didn't get any major scores, but I basically had him in my team as an enabler and got a lot of stick about it. So he was in my team so I could get a bunch of other players, and he just got me a few returns in a row. And it was just like a big thing back in the day on the streams. Yeah, Saka. Should be on your Saka. You got him in Game Week 7 when everyone else went Smith Rowe. Yeah, Saka, but I don't feel much towards Saka. I love him, but I don't... I think Salah, if he got over 300 points again, would go up. But otherwise, we just expect him to do well, right? Anyway, that's just some thoughts. I'll leave the poll up for a bit longer. It's very close. It's been 725 votes. It's literally Brexit right now. 52-48. Play Ramsdale with Dubravka this week. Good question. Good question. My instinct is Dubravka, to be honest. 2 home games, doesn't have to play Chelsea. Yeah. Rafinha is an FPL cult hero. Wall status fully deserved. 52-48. I'm so over this season. I felt like that a few times. I'm actually doing all right now. I'm doing all right. I should stop. I don't feel like I moan a lot. If Weghorst smashes the double game week, he could go on. He could go on. If I keep him and he gets 15 plus, that would be story worthy, you know. And Kessie will start ahead of Lacazette. Will he, though? Is he that much better? As a United fan, you can't put Salah up there. Of course you can. It's an FPL channel. We talk about FPL. It's not an I love Salah wall. Okay. Weghorst and Mateta. Not this week for me. Yeah, I should. A wall of shame is something I have thought about. Yeah, Ben Foster for coming on the channel could go on the wall. Yeah, Ben Foster's not a bad shout, actually. I'm going to end the poll in just a few minutes. Josh King, no way. Do I still think Arsenal will get top 4? No, I mean, I don't want to keep changing my mind every time there's a new result, right? Because it's very easy to do a prediction when you wait for the results to come in. But honestly, the way it looks right now, I think it's going to be very difficult for Spurs not to get it if they don't get any key injuries, right? So basically, if Son, Kane and Kulusevski can stay fit, obviously you want all the other players to stay fit as well, but if they stay fit, like they're in fourth, sorry. Arsenal have got a game in hand. They've got to play each other as well. If Arsenal could beat Spurs when they play each other, I mean, that would obviously be big. And Arsenal got their game in hand, so it's close. But I just think Tierney out, Partey out, a couple of losses on the bounce. Will they bounce back from that? I mean, right now, if I had to bet money, I would put it on Spurs. Man United ain't getting it. I really don't think that's happening now. Wall of Shame should just be a giant picture of Luca Dean. He has been awful. It was made worse by the fact that Cash absolutely smashed it in the double game week as well. Yeah, Son for the wall after captain hat-trick. Maybe. Mbommo? Nah, not Mbommo. Even though he's a legend in my eyes. I'm 99% certain I'm using my free hit this game week. Should I do it now or wait till the deadline? I don't think price changes are going to massively affect things. I guess they could do if you really want like Kane and Salah still. But if you're not sure, I wouldn't. I mean, you're 99% sure, so maybe you should just do it. But if you're on the fence, oh god, I'm yawning. Then I would just wait. You subbed out Son 2 weeks ago. Ouch. I mean, some people had Kane and Son and they did Son to Salah. I think that was a perfectly legit move. It just so happens that you got heavily punished for it. A wall candidate will emerge in the next few weeks. Shouldn't be Rafinha. Yeah, okay. We'll see. I mean, 52% are saying yes. So I think he could be on there. But there are, double game week 33, double game week 36, double game week 37. I mean, I don't think anyone from double game week 36 is going to get on because realistically, they're all just good players. With 37, there could be a hero. There could be a hero. Yeah, those big 9 points from Mboma, you're right. Laporte or Burn? I would say Burn this week, Laporte long term. And if you've only got one transfer to use on them and you really just want to put that player in a lever, I'd say Laporte. What rank do I think I'll end up at? I don't know. To be honest with you, from 14k, I think top 5k is on. I don't know how many points I am behind that though. Let me check. I'll check on livefpl.net. Make sure to use that site if you're not already. So I am. Where is it? I think it tells you somewhere. Oh yeah, I'm 11 points behind top 5k, top 10k. So top 10k is definitely on, even without chips, apart from the free hit. 5k is 33 points. That is definitely on. I probably need to get a couple of captaincy swings like the Son one this week. Get a bit lucky. No, top 1k I don't think it's doable. 75 points. You need some real big differentials for that, I think. But obviously Son over Kane captain this week was a pretty big swing. The problem is, I mean, game week 33 could provide some pretty big swings because I don't think there's a consensus on captain. I think people are going to go Ronaldo, Fernandes, Salah, Maddison, Barnes maybe, Saka. There's a lot of players you could captain this week. So potentially there's a big swing this week. Obviously I've got the free hit in 37, which is probably when I use it as well. That could be a bit of a swing. But I think most of the other game weeks is going to be an obvious captain. Like game week 34, I think most people are going to go Salah. I think unless there's a double, I think most people will go Salah again in game week 35. I think most people will go Spurs in game week 38. So again, if I've kept Son all that time against Norwich, and a lot of people go for Kane captain, that could be another big swing. So I think top 5k is doable. I don't think I'll get it. I think top 10k is probably what I'm going for now. See what happens. But the thing is, I'm 33 away from top 5k. I'm only 22 away from being back outside the top 25k. So, yeah, it's all pretty close still. Can I show you who's on the wall already? Yeah, it's right here. City will double in 36 or 37. We don't know 100% which one yet. More likely 36, I think, but it could go into 37. Who's the ideal candidate to replace Rafinha? Probably a Leicester midfielder, I would say. yeah, for sure. Like if I was at this point in a normal season, I would say it's a bit trickier. But this season, you're right. Yeah, there's still loads of double game weeks. There's loads of big swings that could happen. Obviously, they could go against me, right? I could get unlucky. Or I've got lucky the last 3 weeks. I could get unlucky the next 3. You know. I'm not going to go through all the reasons why the players are up there in this video, or in this stream. If you go and find any of my Q&As, I usually get asked that question a lot on the Q&As. So like my 100k subscriber Q&A, I'm sure I answered it there. No Chelsea players on the wall? No. I mean, Chelsea, man. I mean, there's no Man United players there either. There's no Liverpool players. There's no Spurs players. There's no Arsenal players. It's not a Chelsea thing. It's just, I mean, Chelsea players get points. It's not a shock, you know. But Stones is on there because he got 27 points in double game week, and that was huge. So annoying. Everyone who couldn't afford Kane went for Son and got mega hauls. I think that's a bit harsh. I don't think that's exactly what happened at all. I mean, some people, the amount of times I mentioned the fact that Kane's more expensive, so going for Son might be better. Like, Kane is a better option, I think, week to week. Again, my position on this has not changed for about 6 months. I think Kane in isolation is the better pick, but it's the difference in quality of the pick is so minimal. Like, Son is amazing. If you took penalties away from Kane, Son's the better option, in my opinion. Like we shouldn't. You really shouldn't play down how good Son is. Like he's ridiculous. Ridiculous. I mean, he's now 32 points behind Salah. Bear in mind, people talking about Salah in terms of best player in the world not too long ago, and in terms of FPL points, Son's only 32 behind without penalties. Yeah, to be fair, you say like Son versus Kane will even out. Like since game week 26, I think they've scored like 80 and 81. Like it's super close, super close. I think the penalties will always swing it for me to Kane, but again, I'm not going to go out of my way to make that transfer. Oh yeah, I'm not trying to. That was not a dig at Salah. It was not a dig at Salah. Don't take it as one. It was more just saying just how good Son is, that he can keep up with someone as good as Salah. But yes, you're right. Salah did play African Cup of Nations, but Son has played 7 less minutes than Salah in the league this season, so it's pretty close. Is Iheanacho enough less to cover for game week 33? I wouldn't think of it as covered, to be honest. I mean, Rafinha to Maddison from -4, sure. If you wanna, if you can play him over someone else. My only worry about Iheanacho bringing him in is, will he still be first choice by the time we get to the next set of doubles, or will I end up keeping him, hoping he plays, then he won't? 11 million for Son next year. Yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean, he's 11 right now. He started at 10. Yeah, $1 million price rise. I could see that. Is Son the best player in the history of English football? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. But he's damn good. He's damn good. There ain't much he can't do. 11 million is too much. It's not really. All right. I am going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Give it a like if you enjoyed it, please. Hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I'll be back tomorrow for videos all week. We've got a Saturday deadline. Yeah, Saturday deadline. Spurs and Brighton playing first. Man United and Norwich at 3 o'clock. Southampton and Arsenal at 3 o'clock. Watford Brentford at 3 o'clock. And then that's it. That is it. I'm proud of us, Captain and Son. Yeah, okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I will see you tomorrow for more videos, of course. Hit subscribe, hit like, and I'll see you again soon.